Okay, to give you some context, I just finished watching a funny creatures video, the Mystery Smell Challenge, and now I'm watching this. I don't know which one you're seeing first, but just to give you some context, I'm going from funny to very serious, so we're just gonna go for it. 3, 2, 1. Boom.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a very difficult one to speak on, and it's going to be a very serious video, so I should also mention that if you are triggered by talk of suicide or depression or mental illness, that you should be forewarned before watching this video. I have plenty of other really nice, happier videos aside from this one that you can watch, or actually I'll leave a surprise link down below in the description for you guys to watch and laugh at instead of watching this if you are triggered by things like this. But if you want to stick around for the chat, then please do. Alright, I've kind of been avoiding in some ways talking about suicide, because it's just one of those things where it's a very sensitive topic for a lot of people, and if you go about saying it or talking about it the wrong way, your whole viewpoint can be misconstrued. The reason why I'm talking about suicide in this video is because recently, in part of the YouTube community in the gaming sort of section side of it, there was this really lovely guy, Daniel Kyer, from the group Syndigo, passed away. And he apparently killed himself, and he was taken off life support in the hospital.
Yeah, I never watched much of him, but I believe that's the one that Markiplier was real upset about, because he worked closely with him. What do I even say, really, on this? I guess, going briefly into personal talk here, I'm not afraid to go personal with you guys at all. There have been times in my life where I've thought about ways in which I would kill myself if it would come to that. There have been times where I have been depressed, but not severely depressed. I am just honestly very blessed and grateful and thankful that I have an amazing support group with me, because if I didn't have that support with me, I don't really know where I'd be. I don't really know what kind of person I would be. What I've kind of learned with people who suffer from mental illness, suffer from, you know, some form of depression, or they have suicidal thoughts or tendencies, speaking on myself and speaking on observation and speaking on sort of just my general opinion, is that you can have an amazing support group around you, and that's amazing, and they can certainly help you. You yourself have to realize that you have this mental illness that's crippling you, that is affecting your daily life, and it's up to you if you want to seek help or not. No matter how many times someone says to you, look, I'm worried about you, you should go to therapy, you should go seek professional help. No matter how many times people tell that to you, it's ultimately up to you if you want to go or not, you know. I don't ever want to offend anybody. If I offend someone, it's completely by accident. I try as best I can to think about what I want to say before I say anything, really. Mental illness, it's a serious thing that shouldn't be taken lightly. Think about how it would feel like if every day for a few weeks, a few months, a few years, you feel like you are the worst. You feel like you shouldn't be here on this earth. You feel like you have no purpose in life, or like, what is the purpose of me being here? Or you have a horrible family situation that you think you can't get out of, or there's something in your life that is just making things hard for you to live happily. You aren't really stuck in that downward spiral that can bring you 6 feet under, quite literally and figuratively. People think of it as a selfish way of going out of your body, of going out of this world and maybe into another, or whatever you believe in an afterlife. I think people are sort of hung up on like the afterlife, and that if you kill yourself, you're sort of, you know, it's not proper, it's not really
what should be done, and I think that's also a really bad way of talking to people who have suicidal thoughts. I think the best way to go about talking to someone that has suicidal thoughts is to try your best to let them know that you're there for them, and that, you know, no matter what, that you'll be there. They can call you, they can text you if you're feeling down, if you feel like you want to kill yourself in the moment. I sort of live in a world in my mind where you can overcome any obstacle that is in your way in life, and you can be happy after that. Like, there will always be an open window after a closed door, and there will always be light at the end of the tunnel. That's what I want to believe in. I don't want to believe that some people are just destined to kill themselves. I mean, that's I guess up to interpretation and of your own opinion. Just because I love people too much. I care about people too much to see them down like that and to see them wanting to kill themselves, because I view people as much stronger than they think that they are. You know, we all think that maybe we're weak, or when we are weak that we feel like we can't bring ourselves back up, or we're not strong enough to handle certain situations, but I feel like we can. You know, it's sort of just we're stuck in our minds a lot of the time, because how your mind works and how it sort of has control over your body, your feelings, like everything, that's why it's so crippling. Those that suffer, I think, from mental illnesses are crippling on the inside, but on the outside they look fine, right? I just think that we all need to have more of a compassionate heart and mind when we are faced with people who are dealing with hard things in their life, because you don't know what someone is going through. You know, check in on people that you care about and that you love. You know, check on them and really ask, you know, are you really okay? You know, you can always come to me and talk to me about anything. So suicide, it's one of those things where it is really difficult to talk about, but I think we should all be open to talking about it. But the thing is, you need to also be aware of people that are taking the suffering of others and are using it to their own benefit, because people are manipulative like that. And, you know, I won't be that person ever, because that is a horrible thing to do. Obviously, anyone who has dealt with suicide before knows about it firsthand, what it's like. And I think everyone's walk of life is different, so what works for someone else might not work for another person. So it just all really depends on your situation and what works for you. So if you are depressed, or you are going through mental illness, or you are going through suicidal thoughts, you know, think about what you're comfortable doing, and if you want to seek professional help. You know, I think, you know, you can do whatever you want. If it's unbearable and you do want to get help, then that's amazing. That's an amazing thing to acknowledge that you need help and you want help. So, you know, look at all the options available to you. And I do know that sometimes the options that are out there aren't good enough for those dealing with depression and suicide, to the point where people are just exhausted by them wanting help, but they're not getting it, so then they just end up thinking that this is gonna be it, this is my life. I'll also leave down below links of websites where you can go on and sort of like an online free therapy sort of place where you can talk to people that have like a wide array of things that they want advice on and they want help on. I will try my best to leave very helpful links down below in the description, and any other sort of thing that I feel like throwing in, just look in the description. Check the description. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and again, I'm sorry if this was hard for people to handle, or if you were triggered by anything in this video. I'm very, very sorry. I will get back to doing regular happy videos very soon, but this had to be done. So rest in peace to poor Daniel. That is a shame, and you know, I'm here for you guys if you're ever going through anything that you want to talk about. I'm here. You know where to find me. Links down below and on my channel page. So that's about it. I will talk to you guys later. Bye guys.
Okay. That was very well put, I'd say. I'd say probably the saddest thing about suicide is probably the fact that I think nearly, well, I don't know, it's hard to say, but I think nearly all of them are preventable in some way. In the moment, maybe not, but everything is like a culmination of like events before it. Like there's something at some point in your life, if something had gone differently, if someone had acted differently, it might have ended differently for one of the people involved. But it's weird. I've said in the past, I don't know, I said it on a long time ago. I did a video after Robin Williams, his death, because there's something, I think there definitely is a cowardly aspect to suicide. And I don't think we should shy away from the fact that it is the coward's way out, only because that perhaps would demotivate people from doing it in the first place. But I do think it's the case in certain scenarios, like Robin Williams. I think that was just an awful way to go, and I know they're in a different state of mind and everything when they do that. But I feel like if you have a family and you're not even like, seemingly he didn't even reach out too much before his suicide, and he has a family, he has millions of people. It's unlike anything before, millions of people that love him, and just to end it with suicide, that leaves just a permanent mark on like your legacy too. People will always remember Robin Williams for all the awesome stuff he did for comedy and everything, and how happy he made people, but at the same time there's always going to be that element where it's like, yeah, but he ended with suicide. He's now classified as a celebrity suicide, and that's what he'll be for the rest of history. So I just think it's a really sad alternative. Me personally, yeah, a little bit of that. I've had suicidal thoughts, but it's not, I wouldn't say it's worth comparing to most people like who go through extreme depression. Like you said, it's more like, yeah, I went through depression, but it wasn't severe depression like some people go through. And I go through bouts of it. I think a lot of time depression, in the most common form, can come from loneliness. Like myself, I often I like being around people, but to a certain extent. I'm not like a partying type of person. Like the past week, I've been keeping to myself, you know. For a lot of my start to college, I've been keeping to myself and everything. And aside for a couple people, I haven't been talking to too many people. But I think when you're alone, it brings up the negative thoughts. And that's why I think, as silly as it may sound, things like social media, the internet, can really be beneficial. Obviously, they can cause some bad things as well in that same area, but for the most part, I think it's an awesome tool in that I can go on Facebook, I can go on Twitter, on YouTube, and reach out to people instantly. Like, you'll at least have a communication going. If you're texting people, even if you're not seeing them face to face, even though it's very beneficial to see them face to face, even just texting and Facebook messaging, that lifts my spirits, at least from my experience. That shows there are at least people out there that are willing to talk to you, you know, that are on like the same wavelength as you, has things in common. It's not like you might think bad about yourself, but you at least have them to fall back on. So it's important to keep that group. Reach out to people. Use all the resources you have. But yeah, I agree it's an important issue to talk about, and people should be up for talking about it. Yeah, I feel like there's so much more that I want to say, but I can't think of it. This is my first time watching one of your videos. If you're watching this, Linds, is Linds your name? Linds, Linds, right? Linds. Oh God. Oh God. Yeah, this is my first video watching yours, and it's interesting because you talk about, and I loved your message from the beginning. Just seeing your channel promoting positivity and everything. But yeah, I appreciate what you're doing, and it was very well put. I think you're a very good speaker, and this was a good video to put out. I'm definitely going to go back and check out some of your more positive videos and some of your other videos as well. Yeah, just really appreciate what you're doing. And until next time. Goodbye.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through?